Welcome back to TechQuest TV. This is Kelly Lewis. I'm President and CEO of TechQuest Pennsylvania, and we are joined, batting cleanup here today, with Dot Olonovich. Did I get it right?
You did.
Dot, you have been a good friend since the 80s. That's a long time.
That is a long time.
Welcome to TechQuest TV. Don't be afraid. We're just going to have fun for the next 10 minutes. We've had a great show so far. And we've talked about the Visiting Nurse Association, we've talked about politics, and now we're talking about change management.
Yep.
This is the gig now?
This is the gig.
Tell us about change management.
Well, I work with small businesses, and I help them to figure out how to keep up with the changing business environment and be competitive. So a lot of times with small businesses, it's difficult to keep up with everything that needs to work together with marketing and production and services. So I partner with people to help them figure out how to lead their companies and remain competitive over time.
Now you're more energetic than I am. It's unbelievable. You are everywhere all the time. Tell us a little bit about maybe one of the companies that you've been helping.
Okay, for instance, I just put in a proposal yesterday for a bakery. They are having problems. They're not really sure what the problems are. So they can't tell what their cash flow is. They can't tell what their profitability is. They're not sure if the marketing plan is in place properly. So I'm going to go in for 3 days and evaluate all their systems, and then we can go from there and identify what needs to happen to get them from where they are to where they want to be.
And what do you think so far? I mean, is it something that you think you can help turn around?
Yeah, I think that they have a fantastic big idea CEO, and that they just need to tighten up on their production side with maybe operations manager.
So, my first guess was from Bloomsburg. Went to Bloomsburg. But now this is like our Bloomsburg show here. It's a Bloomsburg hour.
Yes. So, about small businesses in the United States, that is one of your passions, right?
Uh-huh.
Do I get to interview you too? Now, you are also passionate about small businesses in the United States and startups, I know. And the startup rate right now is up because people are out of work and they're starting one-person shops. So there's actually a lot of startups going on, but they're not the kind of startups that are going to hire and grow and have jobs for 4 or 5 or 100 people. So I know with the TechQuest, you guys help people grow their technology companies with startups as well.
As you know, the government isn't set up to help white-collar workers when they lose their jobs.
Right.
And this recession has pummeled the white-collar and the technology workforce with skill sets that aren't easily transferred to another company. So we were just talking about this with the Secretary of Labor and Industry of trying to find some ways to get DCED involved, because that level of workers sometimes needs to set up their own company while they're on unemployment and start to sell their talent that way versus going to work for someone else.
Right. And so with change management help and help from people like you, some people can maybe make the step from just being a one-person company to actually transferring those skills to other people and training them and bringing them up and building their company out from there. So we kind of have that in common, that we really want to see opportunities for people to grow their companies that way. So
I'm still one of the big fans and admirer of anyone who can make payroll on Friday and set up a company, man or woman. When they do that, and they do that for a year, when they do that for 50 years, that's amazing to me. That's what America's all about. That's one of the few places where people came here and they own their own business. And I know that's such a cliche in politics, but to actually make payroll and then do it again and start adding employees, that's a fascinating thing to me.
Yeah, what I found is that it's actually not magic to grow a business. That it's a lot of common sense decisions. It's just that to get all the moving pieces to work together, it takes quite a bit of knowledge. So that's why what I do is I partner with people and help them to come up to speed in the areas where they're a little bit weak so that they can use their strengths and leverage their strengths and then not have to worry so much about their weaknesses because they've got somebody to help them out and make it all work together. So, but one of the things that helps small businesses to be so competitive is that they can be innovative and there's nothing in their way to go out, find new solutions, grow those solutions, and get them out to the marketplace. So that's one of my passions for small businesses. It's just exciting to see when I help somebody, they can immediately implement their ideas. I don't have to wait for 5 people to, say, okay, this is a good idea. So that's one of the reasons I love to work with small businesses is because it's just so easy to make an improvement and turn it around, and it's not cumbersome and weighed down as with the big companies you see after a while.
Any trends you see in the startup industry, like things that are getting more legs than other startups? Or
people are really starting up a lot of service companies. A lot of laid-off workers have a lot of skills to offer. They're starting up a lot of service companies. The problem is you have to have services that people are interested in now. So some of them have outdated skills and they might not be as applicable to the marketplace. But the other trend is to use, of course, social media, Twitter, Facebook, all those things to grow your business and connect with the customers. But one of the things I'm trying to transfer to the small businesses is this customer orientation idea. After the year 2000 or so, just about every large company revamped their customer relationships to put the customer at the center of the business. And a lot of the small businesses have not built those relationships in that same tight way with their customer. So I'm helping people to see that they need to be more responsive and build their customer relationships in a different way.
I really see the Facebook type of applications so easily transferred to small mom and pop pizzeria shops or mechanic shops. So many small businesses could easily benefit by having all their customers out on a Facebook page and have those relationships. And they're slow, say Tuesday's their slowest day, reach out to their Facebook fans and say, hey, here, Tuesday is our best deal. And I see social media just transforming and really being a helping hand to small business.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, this environment has created a situation where there aren't barriers for the small companies that used to exist. There used to be a lot more gatekeepers. So it's leveled the playing field so that small companies can be competitive if they're willing to adopt new technologies and be innovative in their delivery.
Next killer app, what do you see on the Facebook side that's going to help small business?
I think on the Facebook side, there's going to be more interactive apps. It's been a little bit static, not a lot of flash. So I think people are going to start to try to be more interesting and more relevant.
Great. Dot, we're running out of time, but I absolutely love chatting with you on all the cool things going on this planet. And it's been great since the 80s knowing you, and look forward to having you back as a guest on TechQuest TV again. To our guests, thank you again for joining us on TechQuest TV. We'll be back next month for another show.